Hi, I'm Chris from Airwindows, and here's another forbidden music posting that is very special because this is a forbidden music posting using stuff off of the Beatles' first album, pretty much in honor of the fact that I've put out Retro Bass and that I'm working on console RD, which is meant to act like the console this stuff was done on. This isn't even necessarily the Revolver or Sgt. Pepper console. This would be off of an even more primitive version, if I'm not mistaken. I think that that's the sequence of things, that they got an upgrade and then they got the TG12345 for Abbey Road. So this is their first big US hit, Please Please Me. And there's a number of interesting things about it. One of them is that this is Ringo's first big recorded debut, in that he didn't get to play on the earliest tracks, and then he came in and was playing on this, playing real hard too. And the thing that I would like to bring into attention here is check out what the authority score in Airwindows Meter for this is. There's a reason that people go, oh my God, they don't make stuff like this anymore. This is extraordinary. And the reason is, it is intense, full, saturated, loud sounding, but it's not loud sounding the way that modern things are loud sounding. What's going on here is you've got tube console recording. This might very well be early enough to not even be running Dolby. I wouldn't be surprised. There's this characteristic sound to it where everything got a little bit more full fidelity, and they got the ability to throw a little more high frequencies out there when they went for Dolby. But that is not early 60s. That is like late 60s and was sort of secret black boxes back in the day. So what you hear is this intensely mid-rangey retro sound, because the equipment that they were using could only do that. That's why I've been developing retro bass, so that I can produce sounds like these as needed. And you'll pick up on that. Like you will hear bass, you'll hear bass in the drums, you'll hear kick drum kind of sort of. None of it has the kind of bass that you'd hear off of modern music or even off of mid-70s, like Dark Side of the Moon or whatever. It simply doesn't go down that far. But what ends up happening is you get fullness and impact higher up. And when you look at what it does because remember, that meter that I'm calling authority is simply tracking what kind of point cloud I get out of a zero cross meter. And a zero cross meter will draw a line if you have just a tone. And the idea is there should be a bunch of stuff happening at all frequencies rather than just stuff here, then maybe a kick, which is right down in the bottom and it goes brr, and then it's gone. Authority comes from having a lot happening across all frequencies, and this sort of vaguely tiresome, extremely retro tone comes from all of that stuff mostly being mid-range. It's basically all mid-range because they didn't really have equalizers properly at the time. And if they did, they didn't really bother using them. It was, for the Beatles, Jeff Emmerich was the one who really started experimenting with stuff and also let them go, why, yes, go ahead and go through two separate channels just so that we can boost the highs twice or whatever it is they wanted to do. Before then, that wasn't really a thing. So before then, they had guys in white lab coats putting this stuff together. And it has that, like, nobody knew that you could go for a fuller, more vivid fidelity back in the day. This was just what stuff was back in the day. That said, again, study what the authority meter does on this thing, because what you'll see is it immediately goes to like a capital A perfect high score. Just so happens the first huge hit for the Beatles. Certainly, Love Me Do did well in the UK. Please Please Me was their big hit in the US. It broke them in the US. And just look at how it performs. It is doing super good hit record peak clouds, meaning that there's something happening pretty much at all volume levels, at all slew levels, at all of the zero cross levels at once. And that is the secret to getting this kind of sound happening. It's not simply everything feels very mid-rangey and there is a lack of fidelity and that's what makes the sound happen. Instead, it's being sort of brought into the area where basically any speaker can reproduce it. Because this was being played back over like AM radio in the car and little tiny speakers everywhere. And that's all they had. So attempting to put across giant bass would have done nothing at the time anyhow. And within that range that was available, it's not only concentrated by all the high passing and the lack of extreme deep bass, but also concentrated by a gentle saturation throughout literally everything, making it all kind of stand up and be more forward and more aggressive. And it just works really well. But I don't have to just tell you about it. Thanks to ContentID, we can play this and you don't actually get to hear all of it, but it's YouTube and you'll get to hear little snippets of it as well as watch what it does with Airwindows Meter, most recent edition. So yeah, here's Please Please Me by the Beatles as forbidden music. Check out what this thing does.
Show